Hello and welcome back to After Work English. I am Sophie.
And I'm Jake. Come in, sit down, take a breath, and stay with us for a little while.
Today we are talking about a morning English habit that does not depend on willpower.
Which is good because my willpower at 7 in the morning is a very tiny animal.
A sleepy animal.
A sleepy animal wearing one sock and looking for coffee.
Exactly. If your mornings feel rushed, messy, quiet, noisy, late, or completely different every day, this episode is for you.
We are not going to build a perfect morning. We are not going to tell you to wake up at 5, drink green juice, and read 3 pages of a dictionary while the sun rises in a beautiful golden window.
No, we want something softer and more realistic. We want a habit that can survive real life.
Real life means alarms you ignore, cold floors, missing keys, packed buses, school runs, unread messages, and that strange moment when you open your phone and forget why.
Yes. And inside all of that, we still want a little English. Not a huge performance, just a small, steady action.
So the big idea today is simple. If your habit depends on feeling motivated every morning, it will often disappear. But if your habit is easy, visible, attached to something you already do, and kind to your tired brain, it has a much better chance.
By the end of this episode, we hope you will know how to create a morning English habit that feels almost automatic.
Not magic, just design. This episode is around B1 to B2 level. So some parts may feel a little richer, but we will still speak clearly and come back to the key ideas.
If you do not understand every word, that is okay. Stay with us and follow the main idea. You can always listen again later and you will catch more each time. Before we go further, think about your real morning for a second.
Not the dream version, just the real one.
What is one thing you always do in the morning, even on a bad day?
If you want, tell us in the comments, or just say it to yourself right now.
That answer is probably where your best habit can begin.
Let us begin with a very human problem. People often say, I know I should study in the morning. I know it is good for me. So why do I not do it?
And the answer is usually not laziness. The answer is that morning energy is limited.
Limited is a polite word. Sometimes it is almost zero.
Yes, in the morning your mind may be groggy. Groggy means sleepy, slow, and not fully awake yet.
Example, I was so groggy that I put my phone in the fridge.
That is a strong example.
It did not improve the battery.
When we are groggy, we do not make excellent decisions. So if your plan is, every morning I will choose a lesson, open an app, decide what to study, take notes, speak for 15 minutes, and review vocabulary, your tired brain may say, absolutely not.
Too many steps, too many choices, too much friction.
Friction is a useful word here. Friction means small difficulty that slows an action down.
A tiny problem can stop a whole habit. Your headphones are not charged. The app needs a password. The book is in another room. Your phone shows messages first. Suddenly your English moment is gone.
So the first practical shift is this. Stop asking, how can I be more disciplined? Start asking, how can I make this easier?
Easier sounds almost too simple, but simple is powerful in the morning.
Let us imagine two learners. The first learner says, I will study English every morning for 30 minutes before work.
Ambitious, respectable, dangerous.
The second learner says, after I brush my teeth, I will say one English sentence to the mirror.
Tiny, almost funny,
And yet the second learner is often the one who continues.
because the habit is small enough to happen even on a messy Tuesday.
Exactly. A small habit is easier to repeat, and repetition matters more than intensity at the beginning.
That is worth saying again. Repetition matters more than intensity at the beginning.
If you do a giant habit once, it feels exciting. If you do a tiny habit many times, it changes your identity.
You start to become a person who meets English in the morning.
Not sometimes, regularly.
Here is another useful word, anchor. An anchor is something stable that your new habit can attach to.
In habit building, an anchor is an action that already happens. You wake up, you sit up, you turn off your alarm, you boil water, you make coffee, you wash your face, you wait for the elevator.
The mistake many people make is choosing time as the anchor. They say, at 7 a.m., I will study English.
But life moves. One day it is 7, another day it is 7:17, another day you are already outside.
A behavior anchor is stronger. After I put the kettle on, I will listen to 1 minute of English. After I sit on the bus, I will review 3 words. After I lock the door, I will say my plan for the day in English.
This is especially helpful if your mornings are not elegant. And whose are?
Mine are like a low-budget action film.
A very small action film.
With coffee, yes.
Let us build a real example. Imagine a listener named May. She works in an office. She wakes up at 6:40, checks the time, goes to the bathroom, makes tea, and leaves home by 7:2000.
She wants more English, but every morning she tells herself, I will do it later.
So instead of giving May a big study plan, we look for one stable moment.
Maybe the tea.
Yes, the kettle is her anchor. While the water heats, she opens one short voice note that she recorded the night before.
Just one?
Just one. In the voice note, she hears herself say, "Today, I need to answer 2 emails, join a meeting, and buy fruit after work."
Real-life English. Not a random sentence about a penguin wearing a hat.
Exactly. Her morning task is only to listen and repeat. Maybe 20 seconds. Maybe 40.
And if she has more energy, she can add one more sentence. But the habit does not require extra energy.
That is the key. A good habit has a minimum version.
Minimum version. I like that phrase.
It means the smallest successful version still counts. If your minimum version is too big, you will skip it.
So not, I must do 10 minutes. More like, I must meet English once.
Beautifully said.
Let us talk about phones, because this is where many good plans go to die.
Yes. A lot of people pick up the phone for English, but then messages, news, shopping, videos, and work jump in first.
Jump is the polite word. They attack.
So if your habit lives on your phone, you need to reduce digital friction too.
One way is to place the English app on the first screen and move distracting apps away.
Another way is to prepare the exact material the night before. Not choose in the morning. Choose before you are tired.
This matters so much. Your morning self is not a good planner.
Your evening self can be kind to your morning self.
That sounds like advice for life, not only English.
It is both. Put the page marker in the book. Open the audio. Write the sentence on a sticky note. Leave the headphones by the mug. Make the next step obvious.
Obvious is powerful. If the English action is the easiest visible action, you are far more likely to do it.
Some people call this using autopilot. Autopilot means doing something almost automatically, without much fresh decision making.
Like reaching for your toothbrush, you do not hold a morning meeting about it.
Exactly. We want your English habit to move a little closer to that feeling.
Not because English should be boring, because your brain is busy.
Let us bring in another example. Imagine Daniel. He has 2 children. Morning is not quiet. Morning is socks, bags, breakfast, spilled milk, and someone asking where the blue notebook is.
A very advanced listening test.
Daniel cannot promise himself 15 peaceful study minutes,
Peace and quiet are not available in his house.
right? So his habit has to fit the noise. While making breakfast, he says simple English sentences about what he is doing. I am cutting bread. The pan is hot. Where is your bottle? We are late. Put on your shoes.
That is so practical. It is not separate from life. It fits into real life.
Yes. And notice something important. He is not waiting to feel inspired.
He's using the morning that already exists.
This is why habits grow better from reality than from fantasy.
Let me add something for listeners who think, but my English is not good enough for that.
Good point.
Your sentence can be very simple. Water is hot. I need my bag. I am tired. I am going now. That still counts.
Completely. The goal is not to sound impressive. The goal is to make contact with the language every morning.
Contact is a lovely word here. It means you touched it. You met it. You did not wait for the perfect lesson.
And those small contacts build familiarity. English stops feeling like a special event and starts feeling like part of your day.
Like your keys, your train card, your breakfast bowl.
Let us also talk about emotions, because habits are not only about systems. Many learners secretly carry pressure. They think if I cannot do a serious study session, there is no point.
That all or nothing thinking is a trap.
Yes, if you miss the ideal version, you often skip the possible version.
So maybe the reminder for today is simple. Small things still matter.
Small is often the beginning of trust. You trust yourself because you keep showing up,
Even when the showing up is 1 minute.
especially then.
I want to tell a tiny story. A friend of mine wanted to improve her speaking, but mornings were hard. She made one rule. Before she opened any social app, she had to say 3 English sentences into her phone.
What kind of sentences?
Anything honest. I do not want to get up. The room is cold. I have a meeting at 10. She did this for months.
And what changed?
First, her speaking became less stiff. Second, morning English stopped feeling like homework. It became a private check-in.
I love that. A check in is a brief moment when you notice your state and connect with yourself.
Exactly. Not a performance. More like, hello, this is me today.
That matters for language learning because a habit lasts longer when it feels personal.
Not all habits need to be efficient in a cold way. Some habits need to feel human.
Yes. Let us make this even more concrete. If someone is listening and thinking, fine, but what can I actually do tomorrow morning? Let us give a few scenes.
Scene 1. Mirror English.
You brush your teeth, look up, and say one sentence. Today I will stay calm. I need to send that message. I slept badly, but I am here.
Scene 2. Kettle English.
While water boils, you read one sticky note with one useful phrase. For example, I need to hurry. Then you say your own example. I need to hurry because the bus comes at 7:30.
Scene 3. Shoe English.
As you put on your shoes, you describe the weather. It is windy. It looks like rain. It feels warmer today.
Scene 4. Commute English.
After you sit down on the bus or train, you review 3 words from yesterday and use each one in a short sentence.
Scene 5. Kitchen English.
While cutting fruit or making eggs, you name actions. Cut, pour, wash, heat, stir.
Stir is a good kitchen word. To stir means to move food or liquid around with a spoon.
Exactly. And that is a nice example of learning through life, not outside life.
The important thing is not choosing the most impressive scene. It is choosing the scene that actually happens in your mornings.
Yes, a habit that really happens is better than an impressive plan.
Let us repeat that one too. A habit that really happens is better than an impressive plan.
Now, what if you miss a morning?
The famous disaster.
It is not a disaster.
I know, but our brains love drama.
True. If you miss one morning, the most helpful response is not guilt. It is curiosity.
Ask, what made the habit hard today?
Were you late? Did you sleep badly? Was the step unclear? Was the material not ready? Did the habit depend on too much choice?
That question helps you repair the system instead of attacking yourself.
Exactly. If the habit fails again and again, the answer is usually not, I am a bad learner. The answer is often, this habit is still too hard, too vague, or too far from my normal routine.
Too vague is important. If your plan is just do some English, your brain has nothing solid to hold.
But if your plan is after I pour coffee, I will read one short sentence on the fridge. That is much clearer.
A clear plan works better than a noble plan.
Another very good phrase.
Thank you. I am awake now.
Let us talk about the difference between habit and ambition. Ambition says, I want fast progress. Habit says, meet the language again tomorrow.
Ambition is exciting. Habit is dependable.
We need both, but habit is what carries you through ordinary weeks.
And most of life is ordinary weeks.
Yes, quiet progress often looks boring from the outside, but it feels strong from the inside.
There's something important here about identity too. When you have a gentle morning habit, you stop waiting to become a different person first.
You do not need to become super organized before starting.
You start as the person you are now.
Busy, imperfect, sleepy, distracted, real.
One sock, maybe.
Maybe one sock.
And over time, You become more consistent. Consistent means happening regularly over time, not perfectly every single day.
Example, she is not perfect, but she is consistent. She reads a little English most mornings.
That word matters because many learners chase perfection and miss consistency.
Let us do a soft recap before our vocabulary review. If you want a morning English habit without relying on willpower, make it small. Attach it to something that already happens, prepare it in advance, remove friction, and allow a minimum version.
Also, respect the real shape of your mornings.
Yes, do not build for an imaginary life.
Build for the kitchen you actually stand in, the bus you actually catch, the tired face you actually see in the mirror.
And remember that one sentence spoken every day can do more than one heroic session that disappears.
A heroic study session feels dramatic, but a tiny habit lasts longer.
Durable means strong enough to last.
I like that word a lot.
Me too. And if you feel behind, please hear this clearly. A gentle habit is not a weak habit,
Sometimes gentle is the smartest design.
because gentle habits invite you back.
Even after a bad night, a busy week, or a low energy season.
Now let us do a quick vocabulary review. We will go through useful words and phrases from today, give a simple meaning, and use each one in an example.
Keep these close. They are practical, and they belong to real life.
First word, willpower.
Willpower is the mental strength to make yourself do something difficult.
Example, I do not want my English habit to depend only on willpower.
Second word, groggy.
Groggy means sleepy, heavy, and not fully awake.
Example, I was too groggy to choose a lesson, so I used my prepared sentence instead.
Third word, friction.
Friction means small difficulty that makes an action harder to start.
Example, looking for my headphones created friction, so I put them next to the kettle last night.
Fourth word, anchor.
An anchor is a stable action that your new habit can attach to.
Example, brushing my teeth is my anchor, and after that I say one sentence in English.
Fifth phrase, minimum version.
The minimum version is the smallest successful form of your habit.
Example, on busy mornings, my minimum version is one voice note and one repeated sentence.
Sixth word, autopilot.
Autopilot means doing something almost automatically, with very little new decision making.
Example, after a few weeks, opening my English note felt almost like autopilot.
Seventh word, consistent.
Consistent means regular over time.
Example, she is consistent because she practices a little almost every weekday morning.
Eighth word, realistic.
Realistic means matching real life, not fantasy.
Example, a 1-minute habit is more realistic for me than a 30-minute study plan before work.
Ninth word, durable.
Durable means able to last for a long time.
Example, my habit became more durable when I made it easier and smaller.
10th phrase, check-in.
A check-in is a short moment to notice how you feel and connect with yourself.
Example, my morning English sentence is also a check-in, because I say what is true for me today.
If you want, pause this episode later and choose 2 or 3 of those words for your own sentences.
That is a lovely tiny practice, and yes, tiny still counts.
Before we close, here is your homework. Tomorrow morning, do not try to redesign your whole life.
Please do not.
Just choose one anchor that is already real. Maybe your alarm. Maybe your mirror. Maybe your tea. Maybe the moment you sit on the bus.
Then choose one English action that takes less than a minute.
One sentence, one phrase, one voice note, 3 words, one question to yourself.
If you want, tell us in the comments what your anchor is and what your tiny morning English action will be.
We would really love to hear the real version, not the perfect one.
That real version is the one that matters.
Thank you for spending this time with us today.
We hope this episode made English feel a little calmer and a little more possible.
If you like learning English this way, come back to After Work English for the next one.
Until then, be kind to your morning self.
And meet English gently.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.